Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, and we're going to talk about the Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition community and the statement, strong enough to have it all, but too weak to take it. All right, let's get into this. All right, so first of all, spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home has turned out to be an absolutely groundbreaking film. So, March 2020 problem comes. It's really transformed our world. Delivered a world of suck to us, for coming up on, 2 years. Right? It's just, it's been horrible, right? It's just, and two administrations have struggled with it. The current administration, it's like they caught a ball of lava with both hands. It's destroying them, right? It's incredible, right? And there was this question of whether movies were over, right? And the answer is no. So Spider-Man No Way Home is a really big deal because it is a bold statement that movies are not over. And so Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and the MCU have proven that Americans care a lot about art. Like, a lot. They will risk virtually anything to experience top-notch sequential art. Okay, and it's incredible, and it's a good thing, and it's really good for the Dungeons and Dragons community because we got a big Hollywood scale movie coming up, and I know the D&D then and the D&D not community just poo-poo it and say, they're ready to to throw it on the altar and like cut its heart open before it even gets a chance, right? I'm amazed how many Dungeons and Dragons fans are like, this movie's gonna suck before they even see it. Like, it was 20 years ago. There's a whole new world. There's a whole new crew. Why not give it a chance? But so this is a big deal. So Spider-Man No Way Home is a big deal for us as for Dungeons and Dragons because we have the possibility of having a full-on American blockbuster, right? And that because we didn't know before Spider-Man No Way Home that it was even possible in the March 2020 world, right? But we know now, all right? So here's another one, Spider-Man No Way Home. You're like, oh, it's just a superhero movie, is it? Like, it's got like three people who have Oscar nominations and two people who have Oscars. Like, it's ridiculous the amount of like star power that's in this film. It's incredible, right? All right, so in the movie, William Dafoe, who's Oscar nominated, right, says to Spider-Man, you're strong enough to have it all, but you're too weak to take it. Right? And this just haunted me. This line haunted me. And the reason why is I think this is a perfect description of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It's what worries me. Maybe a perfect description of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition community. Okay? So let's talk it through. Strong enough to have it all. What does that mean? Well, in 1974, in my humble opinion, Gary Gygax just cracked the world in half, right? And created Unbound identity. He said, you don't have to live as one human life. You can live as many lives as you can cram into 75, 85, 95 years, right? But you can only do it sideways, right? So you can have as many player characters as you want. If you want to take the Dungeon Master seat, you can have 1,000 different lives, right? You can craft worlds and craft people. And then you choose your identity. You choose your gender, you choose your preferences, you choose your every single aspect of this character is up for your choice, with a few exceptions, which will be generated by randomness because you are not a god. Right? I think Gary Gygax included polyhedrals into tabletop role-playing games to to whisper in the ear of the Emperor, you don't control everything, right? But we do get this innumerable amount of choices, right? We can live as elves, we can live as dwarves, we can live as Aarakocra, we can live as 100, actually right now, 33 different species, bound to elements, bound to magic, bound to dreams. Like, it's just so incredible what he created. And he freed humans from living these like shriveled you're like, oh, is there challenges in your life? What if I created a way for you to overcome all of those challenges and be a powerful adventurer, and to use your exploration with this character to actually explore yourself, right? And then Unbound Immersion, like, he was like, hey, I know you're poor and you don't have any money, right? I know you're stuck in a place where you can't travel, but what if I gave you many worlds to travel? What if I took away half the problems of poverty and allowed you to live at any wealth class you desire, right? Strong enough. And so Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, we're here now, right? We have millions, the exact count is about 11 million people living alternate lives through Dungeons & Dragons, and throwing off the shackles of poverty, throwing off the shackles of limitation, and living exactly what Gary meant, right? Now, when you think about Unbound Identity and Unbound Immersion, what it really is a self-improvement engine, right? And for me, this is so shocking. I get so frustrated with the D&D community because nobody can see this, right? I see it so clear. My life has been completely transformed. I have 100 books on the shelf I would have never read without Dungeons & Dragons. I have courage and confidence. I have the inherent knowledge that I am a world breaker, world taker, world shaker, right? There are no limits for me, right? Nothing except for my Christianity has reshaped my life the way Dungeons & Dragons has. So the idea for me that Dungeons & Dragons isn't a self-improvement engine is not a self-improvement, is ludicrous, right? Because I can see it so clearly in my own life. I weep to think what my life would be without Dungeons & Dragons, right? And so I'm certainly strong enough to take it, right? Like, I'm strong enough to take it, strong enough to have it all, and I'm strong enough to take it. I've taken it, right? My life is transformed, right? But I worry. I look at the Dungeons & Dragons 5e community, and exactly the way Green Goblin said, you're strong enough to have it all, but you're too weak to take it. I do worry sometimes that at the macro level, people are terrified by the idea of a self-improvement engine being introduced in 1974, and looking them in the eye, Gary Gygax from the grave, looking them in the eye and saying, are you strong enough? Are you strong enough to take it? You're strong enough to have it all. Are you strong enough to take it, right? Are you strong enough to say, this is more than what others think it is, and I will transform myself with it, and then step into the Dungeon Master role and transform the world, others and the world, right? And I'll tell you right now, I see two people in the world right now who are like, yep, I see exactly what you're saying, Scott, right? But the rest are just so frightened. They look at it and they go, no, Scott, no, don't make me change. Let me keep worrying about making an entertainment, fun little script story for 4 people around the table. Don't call me to change myself. Don't call me to change others. Don't call me to change the world. Because for me, heroism is only a story. It's not real. We are, as the D&D 5e community and no one else, strong enough to have it all. Are you strong enough to take it? I hope so. I truly, truly hope so. I don't want to be alone here. I want to grow the number of people who see the reality of what, in my humble opinion, Gary Gygax created. All that's my opinion. What are your thoughts? Are you strong enough to take it?